Learning styles versus multiple intelligences. Student diversity, which is learning or thinking styles, include the sensory preferences. Visual learners include iconic and symbolic. Auditory learners include talkers and listeners. And tactile or kinesthetic learners. Brain hemispheres, left brain analytic and right brain global. What is learning styles? The first one, teaching expertise. The second one, educational scholar. On the other hand, Brown University jumps more to the point and expresses that learning styles are how you process and comprehend information in learning situations. Sensory preferences. Individuals tend to gravitate toward one or two types of sensory input and maintain a dominance in one of the following types. Visual learners. These learners must see their teacher's actions and facial expressions to fully understand the content of a lesson. Richard, who breaks the visual learners into visual iconic. Those who prefer this form of input are more interested in visual imagery such as film, graphic displays, or pictures in order to solidify learning. Visual symbolic. Those who prefer this form of input feel comfortable with abstract symbolism such as mathematical formula or the written word. Auditory learners. They learn best through verbal lectures, discussions, talking things through and listening to what others say. Listeners. They may even carry on mental conversations and figure out how to extend what they learned by reviewing in their head what they heard others say. Talker. They are the one who prefer to talk and discuss. They often find themselves talking to those around them. Tactile or kinesthetic learners. It benefits much from a hands-on approach, actively exploring the physical world around them. Global analytic continuum, analytic left brain. Analytic thinkers tend toward the linear step-by-step processes of learning. They tend to see finite elements of patterns rather than the whole. They are the three C's. They are more comfortable in a world of details and hierarchies of information. Global right brain. Global thinkers tend towards nonlinear thought and tend to see the whole pattern rather than participate element. They are the forest seers who give attention only to the overall structure and sometimes ignore details.
Exploring learning styles and multiple intelligence type of learners can enable the students to identify their strengths and weaknesses and learn from them. It is also very important for a teacher to understand their learners' learning styles and multiple intelligences since they can carefully identify their goals and design activities that can teach to the different intelligences and design that student-centered activities. The theory of multiple intelligences suggested by Gardner in the early 1980s as an alternative way to traditional classroom design that has a need for the variety ways people learn and understand. He described 9 different intelligences based on the above criteria: logical mathematical, number smart, verbal linguistic, word smart, bodily kinesthetic, body smart, musical rhythmic, music smart, interpersonal, people smart, visual spatial, picture smart, intrapersonal, self smart, the naturalist, nature smart, existential, spatial, visual intelligence. Students with this trait have an uncanny ability to visualize things, whether it be manipulating 3D objects or finding the quickest route on a road map. This intelligence goes hand in hand with a visual learning style. It's how you store visually learned information in your memory. This type of intelligence is described as the ability of perceiving, modifying, and creating images. Artists, designers, architects, sculptors have highly this type of intelligence. Verbal linguistic intelligence. Do you know those students who get excited about writing stories and public speaking? They favor verbal linguistic learning. They probably love words, spoken and written, and they relish word sounds, meanings, and etc. These students also tend to listen attentively. So, in 1993, Gardner explained that this intelligence a sensitivity to the written and spoken language. This intelligence is mainly concerned with the ability to comprehend and compose language efficaciously, both orally and in writing. Poets, writers, linguists, journalists, language teachers, and etc. are the example of people who have the verbal linguistic intelligence. Musical intelligence. People who exhibit musical intelligence learn in an auditory way and have an ear for rhythm. Instead of favoring words or images, musical learners prefer sounds. This type of intelligence is the ability to identify pitch, rhythm, and emotional side of sound. It is exemplified by musicians, singers, composers, and people who are interested in music. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence. How you obtain information through moving as well as how you control your body or fine motor skills. In short, bodily kinesthetic intelligence involves learning through movement. This type of intelligence refers to use the body for expression. It is also described as the potential of using the body and its part in mastering problems or creation of products. Athletes, professional dancers, mechanics, physical education instructors are in this group. Naturalist intelligence. Learning best outdoors. People who are curious about their natural world, animals, and plants exhibit naturalist intelligence. Naturalist intelligence. This type of intelligence is the ability to identify and classify the natural world around people. According to Tell 2000, he states that these people live in harmony with the nature. Some occupations need a well-developed form of this intelligence, like astronomers, biologists, and zoologists. Gardner added this intelligence as the eighth one, after the first publication of the model. Interpersonal intelligence. People in this category are social and empathetic, which allows them to intuitively sense others' needs. They can read the moods of others and relate to their peers. They're also often strong communicators. This intelligence suggests the ability to identify, comprehend, and appreciate the emotions, intentions, motivations, desires, and beliefs of other people. Teachers, therapists, salespersons, political leaders have high interpersonal intelligence. According to TELS 2000, view that interpersonal intelligent people are friendly and participate in social activities. These people prefer cooperative learning, exchanging information, and studying in groups. Intrapersonal intelligence. On the other end, intrapersonal intelligence focuses more inwardly than out. These learners tend to be highly reflective and truthful within their own minds. They also may be highly in tune with their own strengths and weaknesses. This intelligence requires the ability to have self-knowledge and recognize people's similarities and differences among them. According to Gardner 1999, he adds that it involves the ability to understand yourself and to interpret and appreciate your own feelings, emotions, desires, strengths, and motivations. Logical mathematical intelligence. People who love analyzing problems and reaching a logical solution fall in this category. They have strong reasoning skills, typically excel at standardized tests, and are keen on identifying patterns. According to Gardner 1999, this intelligence is ability to calculate and comprehend situation or condition systematically and logically. Students who have this type of intelligence are good at exploring patterns and relationships, problem solving, and reasoning. This intelligence type can be connected with deductive reasoning. People who work in the scientific and mathematical field are supposed to have this type of intelligence. The last one is existential intelligence. What's the meaning of life? What is beauty? How do you define art? These are all big questions that characterize existentialist intelligence. These deep thinkers with philosophic minds are always trying to understand the world around them. This intelligence suggests the ability to question about the existence of human, death, the meaning of life, and the reason for existence. It was added to the list in 1999 by Gardner. Language teachers are expected to consider multiple intelligences types of learners and plan, design activities from which all types of learners can benefit. If teachers understand there are different intelligences types in their classes, they can effectively carry out their lessons involving in all students, not just those who read and write or calculate well. Identifying each person's learning styles and multiple intelligence types are crucial. For the students, being aware of their learning style and multiple intelligences types may be very beneficial and useful. Exploring this learning style and multiple intelligence type will allow them to identify their personal strengths and weaknesses and learn from them.